We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Run.
Real. You got tape.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
20. You ain't going nowhere.
From the 44, Mayfield nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball in the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
They go play action. Mayfield. He finds Beckett complete. Time for Cleveland. And even 40 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. There he goes left side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. The extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Come on, set. Send Lobo. 50. Recon, 132.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. That's caught at the 25. That one good for 37 yards. It's a great throw right there, and really showed a lot of confidence in his receiver.
He certainly did. Ball was in the air a long time, but he counted on the adjustment that we saw near the end of the play. As that ball was descending, who was going to come down with it? He counted on his guy, and he gambled correctly.
He goes right back to Green. He's got it complete. And between the last two plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Go!
Big stop, P. Big stop. Let's go.
2nd and 6. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. Looking to throw. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point good by Hopkins, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Point it right.
29 is Mike 29.
Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hey, alert 33.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up second and 12. At the 46-yard line.
7-7, our score after 1.
Hey, alert 33. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Check 43.
On second and 12, Mayfield into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. It's that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what we need to get, and then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They convert on third with a gain of 22. He'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, but it'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. Eluding the pressure, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Credit the sack to the always disruptive Olivier Vernon.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, what a move. He finds his running back, Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only a yard on the completion. It's second and goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal.
Look at me, Zipper.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Hurry, hurry. Please, Zipper.
Now back to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21.
Check 26, check 26. Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
For Beckham. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Mike 29. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Hey, orbit.
29 is Mike. Mike 29. It's a party now.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He'll let it go deep. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Hey, Zoo.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Here's 2nd and 8. He'll let this go end zone for Green. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A.J. Green with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals have taken the lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up. I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Mike 29.
X3. 218. Chopper.
Throwing on 2nd down. Mayfield. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, an even 90 yards. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. At home, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
Man, it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan, and Thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
First down, Cincinnati.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They're going to look to throw. And the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21, and his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still managed 2nd and 13.
Go.
2nd and 13. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
80 weapon. Hey, alert 33. 52's the mic right here over there, right? 52's the mic. Double.
Mayfield to throw it. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, this fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay.
It got his man complete. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big game.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Ready? 18 Gators.
Rip left.
Leo.
Show it up. Bang, 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 bang.
Yep.
Bang, bang. Slam. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Check 3.
Look at me. Go. Hit it.
Second and 10.
Watch out.
Got a man open. It's Ross. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. On play action, they'll throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On second down now, it's Hunt. Well, he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there.
Second and 12 at the 28-yard line.
180. 52. You must be dreaming. Hey, alert 33.
On second and 12, Mayfield. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a third and long now after the sack. Third and long for Mayfield. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. William Jackson with a pick. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard. and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Olivier Vernon picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
A throw over the middle taken in, and he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So 3 field goal attempts for him, 3 misses so far.
And Brandon, he hasn't looked right from watching him. Our producer, Ben Hallmiller, pointed it out. I don't know if it's an injury or what, but he definitely doesn't look like himself, that's for sure.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
3 buds. Run.
They run again with Hunt. And he's got some space here. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. And we're back now here in Cleveland. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. They'll get the first down and more inside the 20. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
He's coming. Double up.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
This is Hunt trying to run inside, but nothing there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up. Kill, kill, kill.
Alert, alert. Alert, alert.
They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And once again, the Browns are back in front. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Hunt going to run for it. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
15 line. Alpha.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Going for the deep ball. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are once again going to retake the lead. They'll try and throw for it. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Here's Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st down, Hunt. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
3rd down and 8 yards to go.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Mayfield looks to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
13, fellas, 13, watch 13. Watch tight, tight ends right. Watch tight, tight ends right.
Real.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. He's going to fire one deep over them, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll run on 1st down. It's Hunt, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Move. 3 down, 3 down.
Back to throw. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 17-yard line.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because I think defensively, they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for them. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Here we go. The Browns will go for 2.
Set the cover, defense, let's go. Check 50, check 50. Check 4, check 4.
King.
They're going to try and run. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They'll look to throw. Able to get away. He can't get him down. Now a desperation throw deep down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Point it right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd.
Alert!
Kill!
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
6 yards. It's 4th down.
Set, 180!
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Defense all day. Whip. Watch the whip.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end.